Okay, keep your eyes closed.
Okay.
I want to show you my first ever painting.
All right.
Okay. Open your eyes.
Oh, that's a lot of colors and shapes.
So be honest. What do you think?
Well, I like how if you switch to Geico, you could save hundreds of dollars on car insurance.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Here, why don't I hold your paintbrush while you call them?
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
You're tuning in to the Goldilocks presentation of the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show with Anthony Rodriguez. Anthony Rodriguez, aka Walking Crow, found transformational energy healing through a personal search into healing and was transformed by this experience. He made the decision to pursue training and has since become a certified energy healing practitioner with an emphasis on working with clients in recovery from addiction. His willingness to be open and listen has allowed him to be of service to many who seek a peaceful, serene, and healthier body, mind, and spirit. Call in now if you would like to speak with Anthony. The call-in number is 713-955-0332. Enjoy this transformational and healing show.
Well, good afternoon and welcome back to another Tuesday edition of the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. My name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and I'd like to welcome you back. And it's another beautiful Tuesday here in Los Angeles, a little overcast and it's cloudy, but who cares? We're here, we're right here, right now. We're in our consciousness. We're in the consciousness of being in our body, being in our feet, being in the presence of our presence, the presence of our presence, right here, right now. All right, welcome back. I'm excited about today's show. Today we're going to be talking about this side of consciousness and what it means to be awakened, present, and in your soul. And what does that mean in your soul? I mean, we think of soul and we think of church and we think of God and we think of different things like that, maybe dogma. But we're not going to be talking about dogma today. We're not going to be talking about church. We're not going to be talking about any of those things. We're going to be talking about guru, darkness to light. Gu is darkness, ru is light, and about coming into the light, coming into your being, coming in and transcending and transitioning and transforming and transmuting into the place where you want to be and be in your awareness of it. And what is the awareness of? The awareness can be anything of the way you speak, the way you feel, the way that you don't want to feel anymore. Having the awareness of maybe you've had a life that's not the kind of life that you wanted to live, and you want to make a change, and that's coming into your awareness. That's coming into your consciousness. That's coming into a new way of being. Aho, mitakiasi. Aho. 713-955-0332 is a call-in number. And please call in. And we're going to have, I know we're going to have listeners out there today. We always have listeners out there today. And I would ask that you call in and ask questions or bring your insight into what we're talking about, because I don't know everything about all things, although sometimes I feel like I do. That's ego, pride, you name it. I don't, but I absolutely believe that I don't know all things about everything, and I'm okay with answers from other places. That's why I search. That's why I grow. That's why I'm always trying to be in a place of awareness, so I have the understanding, so I can share that it's okay to not not understand. It's okay to not know. It's I agree to disagree. That sort of thing. Coming into that kind of awareness and coming into a place where you may want to be that you didn't know that you wanted to be. Aho. So I just, what? I'm excited because I just got some good news. And I've just met with Pastor Barbara and Pastor Marty over at the Church of Truth, which is a metaphysical church over in Pasadena. And I am going to be restarting Men in Self-Care, Miscellaneous. It's my men's group where we have a sacred circle, a sacred non-judgmental circle where men can come and speak about issues that they need to speak about, whether it's their issues at home, whether it's issues at work, with their relationships, whether it's personal stuff that they haven't told anybody that happened a lifetime ago or as a child. We have a place for you to come and share your story and share your voice so you can go back into the world. Or you can go home and have a conversation with your partner or your boss or whoever, and you don't have to feel like you're going to be shamed, because not everybody is shaming you. Not everybody will stop loving you because you need to speak or express what it is that you have to say. And I know as men, we have a tendency not to speak. We think we do. You know, we become boisterous, and we come into our bravado, and we want to, show people who we are and what we got. But sometimes we do that it's a mask to cover up the other. So miscellaneous men and self-care is going to be coming to the Church of Truth June 3rd, Saturday, from 2 o'clock to 3:30. And I will have more information for you as we go. That is just one of the announcements that I'm going to be making today. So coming into your consciousness and what it means to be awakened, present, and in your soul. What does it mean to be present? Where are your feet and where is your ass? Where are you standing right here, right now? Not being in the present, not being right here, right now means that you're in the future or in the past. You're thinking about what you're going to do later on, or emails that you have to read, or whatever it is that you think you have to do or you have to get to later, and you can't even be right here, right now, listening to this show. I hope. Not that this show is the end-all and be-all of the importance of what you have to do, but there's a lot of information here, and there's a lot of information of how to be present for yourself, how to be present for your situation, how to be present for your wife, your child, your body, your soul, your mind. What is it that you want for yourself? What is it that you want? How do you want to come into your consciousness, and what does that mean to you? The last 2 weeks we did consciousness. We talked about consciousness in recovery for addicts and alcoholics, for those who, basically live in their heads, and they live in every scenario but the one that's happening right here, right now. Aho. And that's part of the reason why they drink and use. I know. I've been there. I've done that. I have been there, and I have done that. But I have learned to live in my body. I have learned to be present and in my feet and in my soul, wherever I'm at. Right now, as I speak to you, I'm not thinking about anything else other than speaking to you about being present and in my consciousness, and in my awakening. And I am awakened. And I didn't know what that was, because I used to think that people like me were tree huggers. We are. In fact, I just went on a hike this morning with a friend of mine, a lovely young lady named Ashley Moon. She's a good friend of mine. She was a client. She has come to see me. She's been on my table. And we went up, and when we were hiking, you could see the roots, where the streams roll through. And you can see the roots of the various trees there. And we're walking below the root system. And you can see how they grow and how they intertwine with other trees. And that's exactly what happens with us. We intertwine with other people. We intertwine with the root systems of others. As I was walking with my friend Ashley, our roots were intertwined, and we were in our fifth chakra, in our voice of sharing. We were in our second chakra of connection to each other, connection to self. And we were in our self-esteem, sharing the stuff, the information that we know and that we believe to be true, without fear, without shame, without apprehension. We were talking to each other, not at each other. And in this world, people have a tendency to talk at each other because they talk at each other out of fear, out of shame, out of hurt, out of apprehension, of not wanting to speak their truth and say what they need to say for fear of being judged. Ashley wasn't judging me. I wasn't judging her. It was great to be able to walk on the path up in the mountains with somebody like that and just share the stories, share the medicines. She's a healer in her own right, and I'm proud to have her as a friend. So saying that, we were in our third chakra, or a fire, or fuego, and we were in our connection to each other from a love space, air, heart, lungs, I love, I'm loved. And we were able to share with each other and connect in our sacrum through our fire, through our voice, our fifth chakra. And we were able to talk about the things that we know and the things that we know to be true, and we were able to connect with Creator while we were doing that, because we were connecting with nature, and we were connecting with heaven, the heavens, and we were connecting with Father Sky and Grandfather Sun, and Grandmother Trees, and the rocks and stones and all those things in nature, the two-legged, the four-legged, the winged. There's no fish up there, so I can't talk about the fin. But we were in our consciousness, and we both understand what that means to be in your consciousness. What does it mean to you? Do you have the ability to be in your consciousness? Are you afraid to be in your consciousness because you don't know what other people will think of you? Do you live in shame of that? Is there something that you want to know? Is there something that you want to be with? Is there a way that you want to transform to be with information that helps you and helps others? Oh my gosh. It wasn't very long ago where I don't want to say I was lost, but I had no clue. I had no clue of what it was to be, to stand in my power, to stand in my truth, to stand in what it is that I absolutely know as my truth, not your truth, my truth. And I love that. That I've been able to struggle and learn a lot of things, and life has been a struggle the last couple of years. You folks have heard me talk about that, how things have been tough. And you know what? It's tough and it's not so tough. We walk through and we make it to the other side. And we make it to the other side with people who are willing to help us, who are willing to listen, who are willing to stand with us, next to us, stand behind us and support us, and walk with us. What is it that you want to come into? What truth is it that you want to let go of? What truth is it that you want to come into? 713-955-0332 is a calling number. And if you want to get a hold of me also for a 20-minute consultation, feel free to contact me at Anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com, or you can reach out to area code 818-442-1717. That's my office number. Or you can go to my website at sacreddrum24.weebly.com. You can go to that website and see what it is exactly that I do, how I do it. You can check out my pictures. You can check out my events, the events that are going on in and around Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine and Anthony Rodriguez Walking Crow. And join us. And join us at these events. Join us at the event on the 3rd of June at the Church of Truth. Men who want to open their fifth chakra, share their voice, come into their power, come into their fire, come into their fuego, come into their awakening, come into the awakening of their being and who it is, the presence of who you are, who and what you are. This is what I'm talking about. You will be heard and you will not be judged because you have been judged enough, and you know that. When will you get tired of the self-judgment? When will you get tired of the self-loathing? When will you get tired of the self-criticism? And I say this all the time. If you saw a bottle or a cup that said poison on it, would you drink it? Would you drink it? Because I personally believe this, that what comes out of your mouth is just as important as what goes into your mouth. And there's a lot of people trying to eat organic and natural and gluten, non-gluten this and non-gluten that, even when they don't have a gluten problem. They convince themselves they do because they tell themselves story. They spin that story up in their head because they've heard it from someplace, and it's not true, and it's not so unless you actually are affected by gluten and you don't know what that is or what that means. But you'll buy into all that stuff and you'll give yourself all those good things, all those organics and vitamins and juices and all that stuff, but you won't give yourself the benefit of your doubt. Did you hear me? I said you won't give yourself the benefit of your doubt. You'll go to the gym. You'll go to church. You'll tithe. You'll go to work, and you'll believe what they tell you to be true. I hope. You'll go on Facebook, and you'll like all kinds of things that doesn't matter. But when will you learn to like yourself? When will you stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself and say, Anthony, I truly love you. I want to be with you. I care about you. I need you back. I love the child that you are. Oh, I love the child that I am. I've loved the man that I've grown into. Is it easy sometimes? Sometimes not. It's not always easy. But that's where the growth comes in. That's where the learning comes in. That's where the transmutation, transformation comes in. Oh, how do you want to walk? How do you want to talk? How do you want to see yourself? Not how others want to see you. Because we spend a lot of time worried about how others see us and what others think of us and what they'll say about us. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But we forget that we're our own worst enemy. We are our own worst enemy. And we pay ourselves lip service and we pretend that we're something we're not when we're trying to stand in our power. And it's obvious by the energy centers of our body that we are not, and we fall short. And how do I stop this crazy spinning of all this going on, Anthony? How do I stop all this? How do I stop it? Well, you can start by listening to this show. You can start by logging on to my website. You can start by finding a guru. You can start by learning what it is to be awakened and what it is to be conscious, what it is to be unconscious. Because I was unconscious for a long time. I had no clue. I was walking through my 25 years of sobriety when I got broadsided by an energy healing that changed my life. And I didn't know anything about energy healing, but it changed my life because it changed my emotion, and it changed the way I was with my emotion. It changed the way I am with my emotion. I am actually in my body, and when it's time to cry, I cry. I am actually in my body, and when it's time to get angry, I get angry. I don't have to think about it or stop myself from doing it. I let that happen. I let those things happen because they're important for my soul. When I cry, Anthony Rodriguez cries, I wash the windows of my soul, and they become clear, and they become something that I can see through. You know, and how do you want to be, in your soul? Do you know what it means to be in your soul, in your present light? You know what it is to be dark in darkness. You know what it is to be in your shadow self. Do you understand what it is to say shadow self? You know, in the darkness of the way you live your life are the things you've hidden from people. You've hidden from people. Why hide? People see you. People know. You know, there are people who come into my where I work all the time, and they come looking for something, and they find something else. They absolutely find something else, and they never know what it is. They find me. They find me standing there. You know, they find me standing there. And they didn't know that they were going to find me, and here I am, and I let them know, and I speak to them frankly. I don't pull punches. I always let people know, the honesty of where I'm speaking, and so. They come into their consciousness while they're standing there with me, and while they're walking and speaking of their denial. And, I walk with them through that, and appreciate the fact that they're willing to listen to me. And they go home with a different mindset. They go home with a different heart set. They go home with a different soul set, you know. They understand that I see them. They understand that I hear them. They understand that I'm willing to support them even though I don't know them personally. But I know them because I have been in those shoes. I have walked my walk. I didn't get from point A to point B not knowing and with my eyes closed and with my mouth shut, because there was people in my life who told me to keep my mouth shut, be quiet, do what you're told, be the puppet, be domesticated, sit up, shake the hand, roll over, play dead. I'm not a dog, but we're domesticated in those same ways. And when you understand that and you come into your consciousness, you don't want to be that anymore. I know I don't. I know that I do not want to be that way at all for any reason to anybody. And if you feel that's what you want from me, you don't want me. You want you. So go give that to yourself. You go look in the mirror and do that. But this is about consciousness. And I understand that I understand. I understand that you might not understand. And when I speak to you, you will understand that I do understand you because I understand me. I understand me. Oh. 713-955-0332 is the call-in number. You know, and I hope this isn't too preachy. It's sometimes I'm very passionate about what I talk about and what I do and how to get from point A to point B. You know, today while my friend Ashley and I were walking up the mountain, I was telling her a story about something that happened I was telling her a story. And as I told the story, from right at where the cliff we were standing, at our level, a huge raven flew by and just swooped right by us. I mean, if my arms were about 4 feet longer, I could have touched him. You know, but I didn't have to touch him because I'm walking close. I understand that friend showed up when he was supposed to show up when I was in the middle of that story for confirmation. And my friend Ashley understood that as well. She understood it and she knew it. And we just stood there in awe, you know. And by the way, Ashley is Raven medicine. That's what made it even more interesting. You know, I keep coming into contact, and mostly the women that I come in contact with are Raven medicine. You know, and that's great because I can relate. They understand. We understand each other. We know who we are. You know, so you know, I was waiting for that crow to appear, that raven to appear again, and he didn't. He didn't feel the need to. Confirmation only needs to come once, not every 5 minutes. So, 713-955-0332. Call in with your questions. Call in with your statements. You know, be with us here online on Blog Talk Radio. And speaking of Blog Talk Radio, I'd like to thank my producer Tiffany White, Sage Woman, for allowing us to do what we do on her network, on Goldilocks Production, and to speak and to heal, and not just help others to heal, but you have to know that because I do this, I am healed, and I get a healing every time. And we just don't heal once, you know. We heal over and over again. And I had once had somebody say something to me that I had to let go of. I had to let go of this particular person in my life, and she said, "When are you gonna get over it?" And I'm like, "Really? It's on your time, on your clock, right? I need to do things like you think I should do them. Do things as you feel you should. Come into your consciousness as you come into it." In the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, they say sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. And whenever I read that phrase, I say sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. Because it takes what it takes. Not everybody changes and transforms and transitions and transmutes in the same time frame. Oh wow! I just got a blessed gift right now. As I said that, Hummingbird presented himself just outside the studio window, and I'm looking across the way at Eagle Rock in Highland Park, and there's Hummingbird, who reminds me constantly. What a beautiful medicine to get when I'm talking and being given confirmation. I'm constantly being given confirmation of what it is that I'm saying and what it is that I'm doing. And by the way, coming into consciousness, I had lunch the other day with Master Seal. Some of you experienced Master Seal on this same station with me. I interviewed him and we talked and we shared. And Master Seal and I try to have lunch at least once a week or once every couple of weeks. And we got together last Friday and we had lunch. And I told him, we were talking about our healing and the abilities that we have and the things that we do. And I said to him, you know, my healings have changed. I don't put my hands on very many people anymore because I get my hands on healer or a hands-off healer because I do long distance and I can put my hands on you and I don't have to put them on you. It's all about my intention. But as of late, I am speaking everywhere. I'm speaking in the car. I'm speaking when I'm at that store I work at, where people come into my vitamin department and they find me, and I'm speaking on YouTube, and I'm doing live Facebook messages, and I'm speaking, and more people are starting to find me, and they're starting to find me through the medicine of my voice. I hope the medicine of my vibration. And today, while I was walking with my friend Ashley, she reminded me, and I was reminded where I did my first workshop. And my first workshop was on the fifth chakra and speaking. Speaking, expression. Because I was always told to be quiet. I was always told to turn down the volume. I was always told to mute, be put on mute. And I'm no mute. I'm no mute. I speak loudly. I speak clearly. And I don't have to be edited. There are those who will edit their shows, and I don't edit anything. What you hear is what you get, and what you get is what you hear. I have come into my consciousness and my place of being. And it's not always easy. It is not always easy. You know, things are presented in life that sometimes we don't want to look at, things that we don't want to do, things that we don't want to be, things that where we don't want to go. But we go anyways. And we come into our voice, and we come into our feet, and we come into our soul, and we come into our heart, and we come into the awakening of what it is we want and who it is we really are. Because I know who Anthony really is, you know. And Anthony is Walking Crow. Anthony is Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. Anthony is Manos de Luz. Anthony is Men in Self-Care Miscellaneous. Anthony is the drum. Anthony is the bird. Anthony is the wolf. Anthony is, I am what I say I am. When I say and use the phrase, be still and know that Creator is. Be still and know who I am. Be still and know who I've always been. You can't take that away from me. You cannot take that away from me. Not anymore. I have come into it full circle. I stepped into it, into my full power of it. And it's been a long journey. There are those who won't hang around and wait for us to come into our journey or come into our space, come into our power. They're busy being domesticated and thinking it's supposed to look like something else. Do I like money? Yes. Do I like power? Probably. Do I like prestige? Yes. But guess what? I've had to pay a price for all those things. And as much as I like those things are things that, maybe they're for somebody else and not for me. I don't know. I don't want to be poor and impoverished. I don't want to be that. But, that can't be my focus. My focus has to be about the healing, about the consciousness, about my word, about doing the right thing for the right reason at any given time. That's my soul. What is your soul? What does your soul say? What does your soul speak to you? Do you think your soul is inside? Because I got to tell you, the soul lives outside the body with the mind. The mind is not in the head. That's the brain. Those are the pistons that fire, that work the workings of your arms moving and your body moving and my mouth running and, But the soul and the mind are on the outside of the body with the auric field. And it's an amazing thing because I live in my soul. I live in my body. I live in the presence of my emotion and the things that I feel, not the things that I think. Because I thought about things for years and went nowhere. I learned nothing. I was closed off. My fifth chakra was shut down. I was not speaking to the things that I wanted or wanted to be. I let somebody steal my dream. I let somebody take it. Because I didn't know enough to stand in it. So what do I do now? In the morning I get up and I move slowly. And I prepare. Prepare for what? Prepare for the day. I prepare to be with me. I prepare to be with Creator Great Spirit. And there's some that will make the argument that you're already with you're already with Great Spirit. Yes, but what's the hurry? Why rush? I can take my time. I was in the womb for 9 months. 9 months of gestation, 9 months in the holy vapor, in that water sack, 9 months of being within the soul of my mother, within the field of my mother, within the care and nurturing of that woman who carried me for 9 months. The Creator still carries me. Creator is with me. If you so believe in Creator, if you so believe in Great Spirit, if you so believe in that word God, I don't know what you believe in. So frankly, I don't care. And not that I care that I'm being, I'm not being smug or smart, but you care. You should care about what it is to you, what it means to you, what it feels to you. What you consciously can say, I need your help, when you reach out and you speak to it, her, him, the duality. Radha Govind, say Krishna. O Mateo, the divine feminine and divine masculine, the duality of Creator. I have that same duality within me. I hope. This is my left hand. This is the hand of the divine feminine. This is the hand of receiving. This is my right hand. This is the hand of divine masculine. It's a hand of giving. They are not autonomous. They are connected. They are one. And when I bring my hands to my center core in front of me, and I come into alignment, I become she, man, Sha, man. You've heard me say this before, but I feel it bears repeating. Because the gifts that I have and the things that I do and the people that I know have these gifts within them, and they understand. I have these gifts within me. The gift of duality, the gift of the I am, the gifts of being present, the gifts of standing in my power when I didn't know I could, when I didn't know I could, when I didn't know I had any. I hope. 713-955-0332. Give us a call. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's go someplace. Let's do something. What is it that you want for yourself? So I'm going to talk about something real quick. I'm going to do a little commercial because, that's what we do. And Healing Arts and Artisan Fair on May 21st, the Alternative Healing and Artisan Fair in Monrovia, California, at Hands to Health Wellness Center. at 122 East Walnut Avenue, Suite C. We're going to be in the parking lot. It's going to be big. It's going to be great. California 91016. We're still looking for vendors, so if you're a vendor and you want to be a part of that, you can give me a call, area code 818-442-1717, or you can send me an email at anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com, and I will send you a registration form, and you can do a quick pay on PayPal. But it's going to be great. I mean, we have such a lineup of healers who are going to be in their own booths, astrologers. We have people who are doing soaps, crystals, essential oils, organic and healthy foods, massage therapists, sound healers, Reiki healers, energy healers. What is that you want? People reading tarot cards, people, mediums. We're going to have mediums present, pet communicators, people that teach you how to transform things. Maybe you feel obese or you're uncomfortable in your body and you want to be different and you want to do something different. We will have somebody there for you, to help you walk through that. Somebody who won't judge you, somebody who will love you through it, who will be gentle with you, because that's what you need. It's been too hard of a struggle. You don't have to struggle. So join us on May 21st at Hands to Health Wellness Center. And, it's a free family event. The only thing that costs is when you get a healing from the healer. That'll be the individual cost from that. But, it's a family event. Bring your kids and bring grandma. I want to say bring the dog, but, some people don't deal well with pets and animals. So I won't say that. But what I'm thinking. I love dogs. Bring your horse. Bring your goat. Bring your sheep. Bring your mule. Bring all those things. Anyway, May 21st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's going to be a great day in Monrovia. All right. So, coming into your consciousness. And I have to tell you, the reason that I'm doing these things, the reason that I'm doing this particular show, the reason that I'm doing an event like Miscellaneous Men and Self-Care, and the reason that I'm doing the event and bringing all these healers together so people can learn more about healing modalities is because I stepped into my consciousness, stepped into my awareness. I stepped into the understanding that there's more than others have told me that there is. There's truth out there. There's truth in here. Not just out there, but in here, in my body, in my soul, in my voice, in my presence, in my I am. Aho! There's truth. And what does truth look like? Look, what does truth look like? Well, it looks like Anthony Walking Crow. It looks like Tiffany White Sage Woman. It looks like my friend Ingrid Turner, who, by the way, I spoke with Ingrid Turner a couple of weeks ago, and I was going to have her on the show this week, and I kind of waited because I wanted to hear from her. I want to actually talk to her about and what she would want to talk about in subject matter, because Ingrid Turner has her show on Goldilocks Productions that I have mine. That's not lost on me, and it's been far too long since I've had her on the show. I need to have her on the show yesterday, but I want to be able to have the subject matter, and I want to be able to, work it out with her correctly in a good way. I hope, and I know that'll happen. So, anyway, I'm saying that because she sent me a text this morning today, and I never got back to her, and that was shameful of me, rude of me. But I'm not going to shame myself for it, even though I said that. So, and she understands, and, but I can't wait for you guys to hear from Ingrid, because she's an amazing psychic medium, and she also reads cards, tarot cards, and angel cards. And, she's an amazing person, and she has amazing gifts. So Tiffany White just asked if she could bring her goat to this event next week, in the next couple of weeks here in Monrovia. Yes, you can. You can take it across the street and have it eat the grass, trim the grass, and that sort of thing. Just in case of fires. Anyway, so, and I'm talking about these things, and I would jump from one thing to another, because I'm talking about coming into my consciousness. And if it wasn't for coming into my consciousness, I wouldn't be standing behind this microphone, sitting behind this microphone. I wouldn't be standing in front of a camera conveying messages to people who want to hear what I have to say. Did I say that they wanted to hear what I have to say? No. I put information out on video. They found it, and they responded. And I'm grateful for their response. Because it gives me more of a reason to do what it is that I do. To stay in my consciousness. To be in my awareness. To be who Anthony Rodriguez Walking Crow is. And I have to tell you something. There's something about Tuesday today. Tomorrow's a full moon, so I don't know what kind of energy is going on. But I just saw that one hummingbird have a partner they just danced in front of me outside the window. And beyond that, I'm looking at a pole with a line on it, and I'm looking at two doves. And I was reminded earlier as I was walking with my friend Ashley Moon that dove rhymes with love. And that's what this is. That's what this show is. This show is an act of love. Love is an action. And I'm here to bring love to you and an understanding of love, not just from me, but for you, from yourself and others, for others, because it's what we need. It's what we want, ultimately. Why does a smoker smoke? A smoker smokes to fill that void in his chest, air, lungs, heart. I'm loved. I love. I don't have a capacity to love. I don't have a capacity to be loved. They fill their lungs with smoke, and it's a short-term fix. Oh my gosh, if you saw what I just saw, they're smudging themselves, my producer said. Oh my gosh. But they're giving themselves something that they don't really want, they don't really need, but they don't know how to ask for love and care for me, nurture me, and like me, and love me, and be with me, and understand me. It's so important. It's so important. So they give themselves smoke. The same thing when they're smoking pot, and they're giving it to themselves. Is it what they really want? I don't know. I don't think so. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I know how to be wrong. I learned how to be wrong in growing up in a little Catholic school I went to in the Northeast San Fernando Valley. But, when will you make a decision to change your life and give yourself the truth of what you really want? When will you say to your lover, I need you and I need your help, and it hurts my feelings when you say X to me, when you say that to me. It's hard for me to talk to you when I feel you're not listening. I don't feel like you love me when I say something to you, and I feel like I've been ignored. I want to love you, but I don't know if I can. I want to love you, but I don't know if you do or if you'll love me back. We carry a lot of this stuff, and it comes from, growing up. How did we grow up? Where did we come from? And are you willing to look at it, be with it, and learn how to be with it in a different way, embrace it by surrendering to it? There's so much medicine in surrendering to the things that happen to us as children, to the traumas, the hurts, the pains, the shames, the wounds, the hurt. So much medicine. We become conscious. We become aware that we don't have to carry that around anymore. We become conscious and we become aware that if we take the time to learn how to ask for what it is we want, we just may get it. We just may find it. We just may receive it. And receiving is a whole other ballgame, because there are plenty of us who don't know how to receive. I had to learn how to receive. I had to learn how to say thank you. I had to learn that I didn't have to wave my arms for other people to see me or raise my voice for other people to hear me. I learned that I was seen and heard in and of myself because I was myself, and I was present and in my feet and in my body. 713-955-0332 is the call-in number. Coming into your consciousness, coming into your light, coming into your being, coming into your awareness. Coming in, coming in, coming in. Aho. Aho. I'm feeling really relaxed now. In fact, we could end the show now. But we won't, because we have another 14 minutes to go. And the way I look at things has changed. The way I look at things, is not the way I used to see things. The way I hear things is not the way I used to hear things. Because you would tell me something and I would hear one thing and you actually said another, and I was always angry, hurt, or confused by what was going on because I didn't know how. I grew up with misinformation. I grew up with wrong information. I grew up with not being able to understand and dissect the information that I was given because I didn't know. I didn't know. There was no one to teach me. Yes, I had teachers and that sort of thing, but I learned to be slapped. I learned to be hit. I learned to be belittled. I learned to hear how stupid I was. I learned to hear how dumb I was. I learned to hear how I was hyperactive. And I never, ever have been any of those things. They were trying to control me because they couldn't control themselves. They had issues in their tissues that had nothing to do with me. That they bore in their lifetime. That they bore in and of themselves. And those things had nothing to do with me. But they weren't in their consciousness. And I understand. The things that happened to me as a child didn't make me who I am. To a degree they did, because they changed me. They allowed me to go back to my original self. They allowed me to go back to my original self. I am who I am because I was able to transcend, transform, transmute, and change that. I was able to change that. Change the things that happened to me. Not that they didn't happen, but I was able to change the way I was with those things. The abuses, verbal and physical. I had to understand that I was with sick people. And they may not be sick anymore, but they were at that time. And I became sick. I became wounded. I became shamed. I became all those things. Oh, but I'm no longer those things. I am Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and this is the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. And I stand in my power, and I stand in my feet, I stand in my root, I stand in my foundation. My root, my wellness, my well-being, my security, my safety, aho. And I know who I am, and I know where I stand. And I extend my branches into the heavens, and the birds of the air nest in my branches and feed of my fruit. And what is your fruit, Anthony? My fruit is the experience. My fruit is the experience that I share, the lessons, the things that I've learned. That is my fruit. My fruit stems from my root and my foundation. of being the tree that doesn't get knocked down by the four winds. Doesn't get knocked down by the four winds. I have been here a long time, but it took me 50 years to step into my root and where I could grow immensely and stand in the energy of the sunlight of the spirit, stand in the energy of Mother Earth, Aho, Gaia, Pachamama, Aho. Stand underneath the blanket of Father Sky, Aho, and a host of stars in the sacred night. I am the tree who is ever present and always here. That is who and what I am. And they couldn't take that from me. And they tried. And they failed. And many of them aren't here anymore. But I am here to bear witness, to be witness. I am here. Whoo! That filled me up. I'm in total tears right now. And not because I'm hurt, because I'm wounded, but because I get to stand in that and share with you who and what I am. I wonder if you can do this on commercial radio. I don't know. Such a blessing to be on Goldilocks Productions, because I get to talk like this and be in my tears and be in my presence and be in my healing and be in my all of it at the same time. All of it at the same time. Whew. And by the way, at the bottom of the mountain today, on the way back down, I came across a eucalyptus tree that had been blown apart by the four winds in the canyon that I was in. Literally. It got its branches ripped off, 5 or 6 of them. And if you ever been in with eucalyptus tree, that's hard wood, that's heavy wood. But hanging at the base of the eucalyptus tree, somebody placed a gigantic dream catcher, a beautiful dream catcher. And I thought, oh, there I am. There they are. Right where they're supposed to be with Grandmother Tree. My dreams have been caught. I am the tree that doesn't get knocked down by the four winds. I always say we may lose some branches, and that was the case, and that was the example this morning. But that tree is still there. That tree is still earth. That tree is still in its deep and rooted foundation. It's in its dream. And it was caught in its dream. And I'm grateful for the medicine that visual gave me this morning. I hope. 713-955-0332 is the calling number. Call in and say hello. Call in and say goodbye. Maybe you're going on a trip. But just call in and receive what you want to receive, or give what you want to give. So coming into your consciousness and coming into your being, the light of who you are, the light of your being, the light of your soul, going from guru to guru, darkness to light, aho, darkness to light, and standing in the presence of fully of who and what you are, awakening, conscious, enlightened. I like the visual of Jesus. When the Sacred Heart Jesus, those little cards, and Jesus has that halo. And when I said enlightened, that's what I saw. Enlightened. And I also saw the Sacred Heart over his white tunic with the flame, the tongue of fire over it. I saw that when I said it, enlightened. I am enlightened. I have always been enlightened. I just didn't know. I didn't know how to reach out and grab it. I didn't know how to reach out and take it. I didn't know how to reach for the cup and drink it in and allow it to permeate and fill my body. I didn't know. But I want you to know. Right here, right now, you are with me. If you are in the sound of my voice, you hear my voice worldwide. Or if you're in the archive and you're listening to this later and you're within the sound of my voice, I want you to know I am with you. I am right here, right now. And I will always support you and stand with you and by you. You have my number, 818-442-1717, Anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com. Reach out whenever you want, however you want, whenever you can. And be with me. And be with me. Because I'm with you. You know, and I understand that because I know that, my producer, Tiffany White, is in Connecticut. And I know she's there. I know she's 3,000 miles away in Connecticut. But I also know that she's here with me, that she's present right here, right now. And I'm present with her right here, right now. Like I'm present with my teacher, Emma Molina Niquez. I'm always with her. She's always with me. My friend Ashley Moon from this morning, she knows that I'm walk with her. Everywhere she goes, I'm there. Aho! Every single person who comes into that store on any given day and finds me standing in an aisle and I say, can I help you? How are you today? And I look at them and I understand. They know. They know. They know. And they start to transcend. They start to transmute. They start to transition. And they begin the beginnings of the transformation that will last their lifetimes. Aho. Their lifetimes. I wish everybody would be open to these kinds of teachings. I wish everybody would be open to saying, okay. There's a Bible verse that says the scales fell from their eyes and they were able to see clearly. I see clearly. I understand. My heart sees clearly. I no longer hear with my ears. I hear with my heart. I hear with my soul. I hear with every fiber of my being. Whether I like it or not, that's what I hear with. Because that's what I've been given. I can sit in my silence and I can hear in my silence. Because I hear with my heart. And I am here, right now, in my presence, in the presence of what? Great Spirit, Aho, in your presence, Aho, you are Great Spirit. And I honor you. And I honor you with my words, and I honor you with my actions, and I honor you with my love, which is action, Aho. And I care. And I want you to know that I care. My name is Anthony Rodriguez. This is Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. And if you tune in to listen and you don't call in, that's okay. But one of these days you're going to hit one and you're going to speak your peace or speak your anger or speak your fear or speak your shame or speak whatever it is you need to speak. And I will receive you gladly. I will. I can. I do. Because I am here and I am present. I am conscious. I am awake. I am present. I am a gift. I'm a gift to myself. I am a gift to those around me. Once again, my name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and I'd like to thank you for coming to another Tuesday edition of the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. Please, if you want to hear this show again, go to the archives and listen. And we would be glad to, if you reached out, and you can reach out to me at 818-442-1717, at anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com. Once again, this is the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and I thank you, and have a beautiful week. Bye-bye.
Okay, Kevin, for the grand prize of $1 million. What color is the White House?
I know this.
5 seconds.
Oh, switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance?
Okay. Judges? That's true, Kevin. They'll allow it. Congratulations. You're a winner.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.